few moments.
Fucking the angle's all retarded, but it'll work.
Oh yeah.
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 That peanut butter will last probably 30 more seconds.
Yeah. She digs through that like crazy, man. I don't know, man. She's having a time with it.
Well, she'll once it gets to a point where she's got to work for it, she'll probably give up.
Fair enough.
Because she's just excited that you're here.
Yeah. She always is. I love you too, honey.
Yeah.
So, interesting thing. Do you want to hear what happened yesterday when I took down to the doctor, like for myself?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, there was a scale in the bathroom, or like in the room. You know? So I was like,
it's a doctor's office.
I was like, I'll go ahead and I'll weigh myself. Well, it was this prosthesis place, is what it was. But so I went and weighed myself. What do you think my weight came out to?
140.
169.
Oh, not bad.
And I was like, that can't be right. So I took my boots off and I took my belt and walled out.
Obviously, you should have done that in the first place.
Well, I was like just curious, and so I did that, and I weighed myself, and then I weighed myself on another scale because I didn't think it was accurate. 167.8.
Yeah.
So
what is that, overweight?
Well, that is the most I've ever weighed in my whole life.
Yeah, it's probably a healthy weight for you.
Oh well, considering I have cut back to one of these per day.
Fun.
Pack of cigarettes will last me almost 3 days.
Yeah, that's good.
And I just take my regular medications. I don't do any other drugs or anything. So obviously, I don't drink. So
right. Well, I mean those in particular just have so much fucking sugar and other shit in them.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying in particular, like.
No, I know, but it's cutting back on them is good.
Yeah.
But
guess you could say I'm very healthy at this point. Besides my.
You don't do any exercise.
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, as much as I run around, the amount of work that I do outside, I mean, kind of makes up for it. But
yeah, it's not like healthy exercise. There's a difference between backbreaking work and trying to strengthen your muscles.
Well, hell, when we worked in the garage, I think that was probably the most fit that I ever was. Over the fact of
lifting tires.
Yeah, couple. What I'd say at least almost 1,000 pounds worth of tires every day.
No,
so easily.
Yeah,
but yeah, for that sense, I guess you could say I'm pretty healthy. So
I guess I think the last time I weighed myself, I was like 175. But the heaviest I ever was I was trying my hardest to reach 205 pounds. I only got to 203.
Really?
I was trying so hard to be 205 pounds. Because it would have gotten me, because I was overseas at the time, and I was working out, so I wasn't like getting fat at all. I was 200 pounds of 6'1" muscle, and I looked crazy.
Well, that was the point that Mom had made as well, was the fact that it's height plays a big factor in that too, So what
people underestimate my weight all the time, or they overestimate.
Well,
they think I weigh a lot more than I do, or they think that I'm very thin.
Well, 175 pounds on a person that's 5'2", 5'3", or 5'4" is going to be completely different than somebody who is 6 foot something and weighs the same.
Yeah, no, that's why short people that weigh over 130 pounds look fat as shit. My buddy Ned is on like his weight loss journey, and he's cheating because he's using drugs to do it.
Oh.
And he also got he had soy tits. The fucking he had like extra floppy tits.
Oh.
Even though he was already overweight, he had like long nipples and stuff. And it's called like gynecomastia or some bullshit. I don't know the words, but he had to go get a fucking surgery. So I just call him a fucking trans slur now all the time because I love him to death. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah, you've talked about him multiple times.
Yeah, he's a lovable retard that makes a lot of money, and I'm proud of him for that. But he got his titty fat removed. He got a breast reduction done, and now he's been on like Ozempic and testosterone for a couple months, and he's like, I'm down to 2, whatever he said.
They put Sam on Ozempic too. And
he's retarded.
Well, Sam used to be a very tiny girl.
Yeah, pretty heroin, and then heroin and snacks.
Yeah. But I know that I gotta give her credit. She's definitely done well and, tried to take better care of herself in, say, past year.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, there's only an upward direction you can go from the point where, like, where she was at, and people pretty much where, like, 80% of Dayton is at.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's so fucked.
She's done very well for herself, and I'm actually very proud of her. And
Dude, something I wanted to talk about on here because I just thought about it. Because I just thought about Dayton. Remember when I called you and I was like, dude, I just saw like 6 transit buses getting police escort.
Oh yeah,
on 70.
Yeah.
And I was like, I bet they're going the right path. You know what happened? Like fucking week later.
Fucking Christ.
The Venezuela thing.
Oh no shit.
Maduro got abducted.
Oh wait. Was that them doing an escort?
I think
Oh
so.
shit!
No, it wasn't of him. It was them moving the soldiers that were probably going to assist with the operation.
That's fucking.
It's so
That's funny.
Because Wright Pat is like the biggest air base we have on the east of the Mississippi, I believe.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure some retard will correct me.
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is considered to be one of the biggest in the entire world, and then I think the one that rivals it, comes close, is Nellis.
Yeah, Nellis is big.
Because, I mean,
I've been to Nellis.
Well, it's right outside of, about 100 miles outside of Groom Lake. And,
Something like that.
yeah. I know. So.
Yeah, you're getting too excited.
I know that, we've talked about a couple different things. I know I brought up, the Knights Templar, how AJ on the Y-Files just did podcast series of called The Basement. If you guys haven't seen that, definitely check it out on the Y-Files.
Yeah, I tell so many people about the Y-Files.
Same, and I love it.
One day I'll make him shout us out for it.
Oh yeah, he seemed like the nicest guy ever.
Oh sure, I want to go hang out with him. It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'd be great to hang out with.
And
the fact that he got on Rogan at least semi-legitimizes him in the podcast realm.
Well, you know what's crazy is Dad watches we talked about before, the stupid different TV reality shows and stuff. Yeah. So he was watching Gene Simmons' Family Jewels.
No.
And this episode was back from 2008, 2009. And I seen AJ from the Y-Files on there. And it was over a whole thing with I guess Gene Simmons and them were going to a house that was haunted, and they brought in a supernatural expert, and AJ was a part of those people.
Weird as fuck.
Yeah. So AJ was actually a part of one of those.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought
that was a ghost hunter.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
If I can pull it up later, I'll send it to you. But it's crazy. I didn't expect to see him and something like that. But yeah, the episode that he did with Tim Hogan, the Grandmaster and Knights Templar,
that was good.
Phenomenal fucking episode for his
Tomorrow.
podcast. And for anyone wondering, the Basement podcast is a separate entity from the Y-Files that AJ does, and it is absolutely fantastic. You should absolutely check it out, along with the YouTube channel. But I got to thinking, so Dad, this is one of those shows that Grandpa also watches, The Curse of Oak Island. Have you seen any of that before?
I don't know anything
so
like that.
Oak Island,
I imagine that daytime television, like cable television, it's just a shit show of bullshit.
Oh, it is. Very much. And I know that because I've watched all my family members, do that on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
No, I mean, they're trash.
Oh, yeah. And
we come from trash.
Yes, we do.
And I mean, so, I was thinking about this earlier today, dude. I'll let you get back there.
Yes,
I actually don't come from that crazy trash. My family had money at one point.
Really?
There were some trashy relatives that fucked it up. And it was my grandparents.
Tell me how that doesn't surprise me.
Dude, I'll tell you more about it later. But, what the fuck is the Curse of Oak Island?
So Curse of Oak Island is been an ongoing series for the past I'm gonna say off the top of my head 12 or 13 years. And there was a legend that eventually, actually, this is the best way to describe it. Do you remember in Assassin's Creed 3, all of the like maps that you could find, and you could go to Oak Island on there and find like the piece of Eden like ring that would like the like bullets and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So what had happened was, I guess back in the day, the Knights Templar had actually buried treasure on Oak Island, and it was claimed to never be found. So they've been running with this like TV series for like 12 or 13 years.
Oh, it's a reality show?
Yes. And it's like,
yes, that's so retarded.
And every episode is like, oh, well, we found this piece of wood, and it's like, oh, we know this was from like the scaffolding and stuff like this of the Knights Templar.
Scaffolding of their ships. Kill yourself.
Now, granted,
I love that. That is such a perfect like time waster. That's like the Maury show, but for like old like people that like fucking Knights Templar.
Right.
Because your whole family's in like the masonry bullshit.
Yes, they are.
So they see Knights Templar, they're like, that's like our gay cousins.
Oh man, it's hilarious. And every time I see the show, I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? How are they able to run this long with a TV series? And all that they find typically is like, they'll find a nail that was from like the Spanish like Inquisition era, and be like, oh man, the Knights Templar had this on their wagons, like when they buried this treasure. And what I looked
They had this singular nail that was made in Spain, and transported.
Now they've found,
it's so retarded. I love the story of Spain conquering Central America.
So
I've spent probably 30 hours of the last 2 weeks listening to people talk about Spain's conquering of Central America.
Well, they have found a couple times. They have found like a Knights Templar coin, a Spanish coin, stuff like that. But there's like this long-standing. So there's this long-standing legend of on Oak Island. Obviously, they have this thing called the Money Pit, and the Money Pit is like where they kept all the treasure and everything like that. Well, it was rigged with like poison gas and all this shit. And believe it or not, people have actually died in the past like 30 years excavating that place because they've ran into pockets of like poisonous gas that they use for it. Yeah. So I got to thinking, okay, well, the Knights, Tim Hogan's the, Grandmaster.
I'm pretty sure it's not that they emplaced the poison gas there. I think they found like a methane bog and intentionally.
It's very possible. Yeah.
I think they just so the thing about like people back then is it was so hard to create infrastructure on these islands and whatnot, especially on like if they were like Knights Templar and they couldn't tear down all the wood on the island. They could only take so much, and they knew this because if they tore down everything, the island would just die, and then anything that tried to hide there would be discovered eventually. These people were smart about it for the most part. And I mean, Cortez at one point, he destroyed like a comically biblical amount of trees in Mexico, but that's because he was conquering people. And he built, he built ships, and he did the largest landlocked naval fight in history. He built like 7 warships in the middle of Mexico and made a bunch of fucking Incan slaves carry them for like 50 miles up mountains.
That's fucking wild.
It's so funny.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
So funny. But so what they probably ended up doing, because in America, like so around Washington, America has probably the vastest known cave system on the planet. It's actually insane how vast our caves are. Our government has been using these caves since the beginning of the colonies.
Oh, yeah.
To store things and hide things. So I guarantee they were like, we're just going to make this cave bigger.
Well,
we're going to pile all of our money here.
Well, what I was getting at is that they've been running with this idea for like 12 or 13 years. Swear that the treasure has never been recovered, that it's still there.
It's definitely in a Jew vault somewhere in New York.
Well, listen to this. I was like, okay, well, Tim Hogan is Grandmaster on Knights Templar, and he swears they got these like vaults everywhere with all the shit in it. So I looked it up just to see, and it says Timothy Tim Hogan, a recognized Grandmaster of the Knights Templar Order of the Temple of Secret Initiates, claims that the Templar treasure was historically hidden on Oak Island but was recovered.
Duh.
It is now in possession of the Freemasons.
Duh.
And he said that this was recovered back in, I think it was like 7.
I guarantee it was during a war. It was guaranteed during a war because that's when the most money moving happens historically is during wartime or during extreme like disasters. So like during COVID, like $4 billion disappeared out of the market. Nobody knows why. But there's a disaster, so nobody gave a fuck. people looking at it now, I'm sure many of them have died. I know for sure at least one has died. People looking into that, but during the French Revolution, what were they doing while there were riots in the streets? They were trying to fucking shovel gold out of all the vaults and go hide it. Well, they did it during the American Revolution. Every British spot was like, oh, fuck, we have to move money. Every bank, like the Rothschild family, all those families that had money in like these now tumultuous areas, like every bank that existed in America at the time was like, oh, fuck, we got to get rid of our money. And that just became the thing. It's like, oh, well, if we have to move the money anyway, it's like if we have to move a large amount of money without anybody noticing, let's just cause chaos.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's just what happens.
I mean, I've been looking into like just the stuff that I said, like, and that idea has always like fascinated me. Like, you know, the different like artifacts and stuff like that. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy the Assassin's Creed games so much, is because that people. I mean, you can't say that it's historically accurate as much as it was.
Just 1 second.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna get a treat for her.
Yeah, you're good, man.
Do you want a Coke?
No, I got one here. Actually, yeah, you grab me one if you don't mind.
Did you just sit here silently?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm not cutting that. I'm not cutting that at all.
Well, what I was going to say is, like, that's, I mean,
Keep
that people want to, complain and say, oh, well, this wasn't historically accurate, as much as it is historically inspired.
Yeah.
And
which they say every time you boot the game.
yes, you do. And it's like, oh, this is a work of fictional characters and blah, blah, blah.
It's heavily inspired, but it's all fake. And people are, and then, like, I mean, I do it too sometimes. Where I'm like, they had a female Spartan. It's right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's creative liberties. Women are powerful. Stuff like that. Cool. I just don't play as the female.
I watched.
Give you the option. Don't be gay.
I watched. Like Odyssey.
She doesn't even have
Valhalla. I played as both Cassandra and female Eivor because that goes as far as canonically.
Yeah, that's what Ubisoft wants you to do per the story.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I did it. And then but I can say
I just think the guy that plays fucking Eivor is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
he's so 100%. Good in everything he does, and he only does Viking stuff, which is really
because I was gonna say he played it, and he was one of the main characters, like in the
Viking show. Series. It's literally all about him and his family.
I never got around to watching that.
It kind of sucks after season 3.
Oh really?
Yeah, once he starts getting it, because they get like really out there with like the way he gets out of things sometimes.
Oh yeah, plot armor.
Yeah, plot armor. I mean, he does eventually die, but like it's like a whole. Samara, come here.
Move over there, baby.
Come here, down. It's like a whole thing where he got like poisoned, and they kind of give him like a Rasputin death. But I mean, like, and his kids suck. Like once these kids start killing each other, I was like, all right, this sucks. It should have been like a wholesome, like family, like honor thing.
I ran into like exactly what we're talking about.
Like he plays the character that is in Assassin's Creed. Like those 2 sons you meet in the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like those are his sons.
Oh really?
The show.
Oh, that's cool.
And then like Eivor in the game is played by the guy who's that's who they're referencing.
This right here, and we'll put it up for you guys to be able to see as well. But this is relatable.
Ew, are you playing Assassin's Creed 3? Yeah. This game is an insult to the history of the American Revolution by not making the main character English. This is just more woke DI garbage being pushed down our throats. So you would want Connor to be white instead? Yes, that would be more historically accurate. But there were a few Native Americans who fought on both sides. That's just obvious pandering. Well, Assassin's Creed has never been historically accurate. It's been more so historically inspired. No one complained about the Pope in the Vatican, which obviously did not happen. Right, but that's not about race. So the only time that we complain about historical inaccuracy is when race is involved. But or how about when Ubisoft tried to be more historically accurate by giving Altair a Middle Eastern accent in Assassin's Creed Revolution?
But my point, obviously that's relevant to what we were just talking about. But
he also, for that guy's, the point he was making at the very end of that video is that, like, he was about to say in Assassin's Creed Revelations, they gave him a Middle Eastern accent. He was literally Middle Eastern the entire time.
Well, yeah. And, the thing that I've tried to say about that is, like, people wanted to say, oh, well, Assassin's Creed 1, Altair didn't have, he had a English accent and, an American accent, or whatever you want to say. But they literally explain that in the game where, like, the Animus is making this to where that it's translated into where you can understand it.
Yeah.
So
it's literally like the third thing Desmond says is like, why can I understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
Why can I understand him? They're all clearly, he's in his brain, he's like, they're Arabs. He was like a white Italian guy from the Bronx.
Yeah.
He was like from New York. He was like a piece of shit dude from New York.
I have been going back through.
That was peak podcasting, by the way. Just bringing up a video.
Oh,
your phone. But no, it's funny because that's actually what like the number one podcast in the world does. It's just Matt and Shane.
Oh yeah,
they're fucking because they're two 30-year-old Gen X retards.
Well,
come here.
I've been going back through and playing all the original like Assassin's Creed because obviously I'm going for the platinum trophies, but I'm going back through to enjoy.
They're just good games.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm about to start playing through Mass Effect, as you see.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, which one are you gonna go through?
I'm gonna play them in order again. I played them like a year ago for the first time. Beat them all. I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna stream it this time.
I mean, because we were playing Mass Effect 2 around the same time.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3.
A couple of my buddies were actually. It was you and my buddy Sean down in Georgia.
And
we were all playing Mass Effect at the same time. It was just my first time playing it.
So. I've got Andromeda still installed on my hard drive, and I still plan to go
up there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, Andromeda got way too much hate.
It's a pretty game. I feel like everyone was comparing it to like Shepard, obviously.
Oh,
I mean, for what it is cool. You still get to travel around to other areas. It just takes a little longer to get to that point. It's the problem with the game is that it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
To get to the fun part, whereas Mass Effect is like it's 10 minutes of world building, and then the world building continues from there. But the game is like happening.
Agreed.
There's things happening constantly. Like there's the big Reaper shows up.
Yeah, and I'm still very excited for whenever they want to get their head out of their ass, BioWare and EA, where the next Assassin's Creed or next Mass Effect is going to come out. And
it's like fucking Half-Life, dude.
Well, the only difference between that and Half-Life is, it's not false hope on this because they've actually come out and put trailers out and put screenshots out.
But it's. I mean, I guess GTA 6 is a more accurate depiction. It's like that is
fucking everything up when it comes to games being released and everything.
Oh yeah.
All these developers are so fucking scared to drop their games in the light of
what? Yeah, it's fine.
I'm sorry, we're being so loud.
It's okay.
She's trying to watch the team.
Yeah, you're good.
For the 30th time. She's gotta watch her girl shows.
Well,
which I pointed out to her that like all girl shows are just like softcore porn for girls. It's the cat.
Oh,
this is probably attacking Lily.
Well,
beating up his sister.
Lay
down.
I was gonna say that
no, come here.
Every developer is so afraid of releasing their game this year.
Oh, what do you get to? Mac and cheese. All right, well, you can toss it. That was your plate.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, the cat just ate the food.
Oh, I can still eat it. It's all right.
No, you don't want it.
But
it's fucking gross. He's in the little asshole.
I was gonna say I could cut that suction out and eat the rest of it.
No,
but the with everything being said, like every game developer and company is so afraid to release their fucking games this year because of GTA 6 coming out.
Yeah,
and
they're all afraid that they're just gonna flop, and it's one of those things where it's that's the investors talking. It's not the people making the game, unfortunately.
I mean,
like obviously the people making the games want them to be successful. but the people also know if the game has a good fan base, it's gonna do well. People, and here's the thing: is GTA 6 has turned off a lot of people that were initially gonna buy it because of the fucking dumb shit that they want to do.
Oh, the age verification and all that. Oh yeah, that's dude. We can make a whole fucking video on that bullshit because, and I hate to say it, it's Rockstar. It's a lot of these companies, but Rockstar and Ubisoft are the main two that are fucking pushing this crap. And I understand what they're trying to do and trying to go about it. Now, see, SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs had a fucking back on PS2 had an age verification. Like
so that's
with a debit card, but you didn't.
Yeah, I mean that's different. So like a debit card verification should have already been on GTA 5.
That's what I mean.
Just like it should have been on Fortnite, and I think that they weren't solely to get people into this digital ID stuff or digital verification. That's how far back this goes. Because you got to remember, like, so for example, the church doesn't think in like years or days. The church as an organization thinks is in the terms of like centuries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Governments are pretty similar. Governments do this thing where they plan essentially like 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then as things develop with their plan, they change things, obviously.
Yeah.
But like the defense contractors that created GTA 6 as some type of psychological operation.
I believe that.
It's every video game.
Well, you know what? Believe it or not, Metal Gear Solid was probably the best depiction of that. Because in Metal Gear Solid 4...
Dude, he was 20 years ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thought he was a psycho for putting this.
Kojima?
They thought he was crazy for having these storylines.
Yeah, and Kojima, made, okay, so Master Collection 2 comes out. Anybody who hasn't played Metal Gear Solid 4, pick that shit up when it comes out.
I'm buying it.
It is
just because I've only played, 3 of the games.
That's what I mean.
Played them all.
Metal Gear Solid 4 has been locked to PS3 for, past 15 years? And so, if you didn't have a PS3, you were shit out of luck. And even running it on an emulator today is still very difficult.
It's like trying to run an old Resident Evil game on an emulator.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just makes the camera angles worse.
Well, it's not even that. It's it was so ahead of its time, and it took so much graphical power that was tied to specifically what the PS3 can do.
Yeah, no, that's what.
In terms of hardware.
That's what was interesting about specifically that time of creation in general. Is when it came out, is everything was designed for the specs of whatever it was to be used for.
Absolutely.
So Halo Reach is a good example of that. Halo Reach was phenomenal in terms of graphics when it came out.
Oh yeah,
it was some of the. It's still very.
It holds up to this day. Yeah,
which is insane.
Absolutely.
That it still holds up. Like some of the cinematic shots in that. Look, nowadays, if I put up a video of that online and said I made this with AI, people would believe me.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just look that good.
Well, Metal Gear Solid 4 is definitely one of those games. And I will tell you right now, when you play it, make sure you take the time out to actually play it. Because some of those cutscenes are 45 minutes long. But I will tell you right now,
dude, some of the Metal Gear Solid 5 ones where he specifically he was trying to do quicker storytelling.
Oh yeah,
some of those are
in the tapes.
Yeah, some of those are fucking 20 minutes.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is to this day, I don't care what anybody says, a fucking masterpiece, and there is no other game out there like it, and it is incredible. I will stand on the fact that I still think that it is one of the best Metal Gear Solid games ever made. But
it's probably one of the best pieces of tactical media.
Yes, and there is a section in there.
Lay down
when you get into the fourth act. It's the third or fourth act, and you are talking to the character Big Mama on there, and they're talking about them using video games to train the younger generation in terms of weaponry tactics.
Yeah, that whole movie, Ender's Game. I don't know if you ever watched that. It's about the kids that do the fucking down. So, but it's all about. That's all Call of Duty is. Call of Duty is you fucking retard. Stop wiggling your head in there. Come here. But it's all about trying to desensitize people and get them primed and geared up for the war machine.
Well, look, I see.
And that's all of our modern tech now.
Mhm.
Like everything, the drone stuff, all the big drones and the little drones. It's all video games. It's all Xbox controllers.
I seen the other day that they flat out come out and admitted that the Marines used Doom to train back in the day. But look, they've got even their own. I mean,
Dude,
I guess you could say propaganda. America's Army, the game. Look at that.
It's
a recruiting tool.
The fucking what was that Battlefield knockoff? That was Homefront. Homefront was pure propaganda, and it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
It was pretty fucking accurate in terms of storytelling.
Absolutely. Well, the guy who made that for the actual script and story is the same person who made the original Red Dawn movie.
Yes, I did know that.
So yeah, you can see a lot of it.
It's heavy Red Dawn, but that guy was hired specifically for anti-North Korea propaganda.
Yeah,
it was like Stanley Kubrick with all the movies he made that were pro-America. Like he did.
Well, not only that, people swear up and down that he still did the
moon landing thing. I guarantee the moon landing was fake. Everyone knows it was fake. NASA still fakes videos of the ISS to this day.
I run into that shit all the time and see pictures. And I'll agree with you. Yeah, they do.
I was listening today because a lot of stuff that's come out from the Epstein files is a lot of tech related stuff that people think is unimportant, but it's very important in terms of how connected everything is.
We are gonna have to take a full day and do a 2-hour episode.
Yeah, I would love to do that. You just have to show up before 7 p.m.
And we'll have to do that straight about the Epstein files.
Yeah, because I know a decent amount of them, and I can pull them up whenever. I'm sure I have a million trackers on this computer. I don't give a shit. They're watching me. They're in the walls.
They're in the walls.
Get down.
They're in the goddamn walls.
Get down. Lay down. Settle. Yes, you're too excited. But so some of the tech things that seem unimportant to normal people in there. One of those is about so before Google Earth, there was this thing called the Earth Catalog.
I've heard of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Earth Catalog was created by this guy who eventually ended up in the Epstein files as getting money from Epstein. All these dudes, all these tech and smart guy nerds that end up getting fundraisers and raise tons of money for cancer or tech research.
Yeah.
Almost all of that money came from Epstein.
Oh shit.
Since the fucking 80s. And probably before that, for the operation that he took over.
Mm-hmm.
But so this dude that started the Earth collection or whatever the fuck, Earth catalog, he got money from Epstein at some point. But the reason he created the Earth catalog is because he was pushing so hard for full pictures of the Earth from NASA.
Yeah.
Because it was he started. He was a younger guy when Sputnik was a thing, and they just started to get pictures of the Earth, but it was too low. And then people kept hounding NASA, and this guy was at the forefront of hounding NASA for full pictures of the Earth because they kept just releasing partial satellite photos. Mm-hmm. It's oh, we can see this part of the Earth, but it's not. And eventually they got far enough to create the whole Earth.
Yeah.
And then so this guy cataloged that, all the photos they made. And eventually all this gets bought up and by a small tech company and turned into the early stages of Google Earth. Mm-hmm. But that tech company was just a front for DARPA. Get down. Come here.
Tell me how
you're being
surprise
so
me.
Annoying. So DARPA was the ones actually getting the tech and the satellite images needed to create this Earth image.
Yeah.
But no one has ever seen a real picture of the full Earth that has been doctored.
Oh yeah, that's been changed and doctored.
Every single photo that gets released has been doctored. They've been caught intentionally dyeing photos of Mars to make it look red.
Well, yeah, I did see that. I seen a video one day that showed the actual.
Which AJ has talked about.
Yeah, I think it was actually his video. I think it was.
He's the most thorough about it. There's a million people that do it, but no one's as autistic about it as AJ. The area looks just like Earth, almost in a rocky
terrain.
Yeah, it looks like Afghanistan.
But the lighting and everything looks normal, but it doesn't have this huge red filter to it, and it was fucking crazy when I seen that.
I mean, Mars has water.
Yeah.
It has polar ice caps. It does have water in theory. The problem with Mars that we theorize is that its core probably stopped spinning, which means its magnetic field disappeared.
Well, I did see something a while back.
Which means that Mars would be way old.
Well, I did see something a while back that said that they found a radioactive isotope on Mars in the soil and everything else.
Cadmium.
That was
It only exists after
a nuclear detonation.
Yeah, nuclear bomb. It's cadmium, I think, or cadmium. It's
cadmium. I think it's cadmium.
So no, it's cesium.
Or cesium.
Cesium.
Yeah.
So because fun fact, the way they test really really old things for authenticity.
Yeah, the carbonation or carbonating. Yeah.
Cesium. So if something was made before, a Ben Franklin bottle of wine per se, people could fake that all day. It's a fucking old ass dusty bottle with some wine in it, and you can just say it's Ben Franklin's. How do they determine if it's real, if it's actually that old? The wine has to have 0 cesium. It's been sealed. There's no way cesium could have entered that wine. It's impossible. So that's one of the ways they test things for authenticity is for cesium, because cesium didn't exist allegedly on Earth until after we created nuclear fission.
Yeah, and they keep bringing that up for what I had seen, and the more it's talked about, the more it seems like it was a possibility that there was nuclear war at one point on that place, and
which isn't so. Our oldest stories are nothing except of war in the sky. Every culture, oldest stories, massive war in the sky. The gods were fighting.
The Anunnaki and everything. Yeah.
So I think the Anunnaki is like I say mainstream because we're conspiracy theorists, which are usually right nowadays.
Yep.
Fun fact. But so the mainstream for the conspiracy guys is the Anunnaki thing because it sounds the coolest. It has the most grand story. It has all these big gaps that can be connected through conjecture. But I think the problem is that all these cultures built these giant things to withstand a possible cataclysm, like the pyramids. Like if you do the circumference of the pyramids, it's a perfect scale model of the circumference of the Earth, and it's also a clock at the same time. It's also not 4 sides; it's 8 sides.
Yeah, and it matches up to the constellations. And
it's probably a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, I've seen. I think the best theory that I've seen on that was they found out that the pyramid was being used as a way to promote energy, where I guess the chambers would fill up with hydrogen and it would be processed through a bunch of different things and would cause the pyramids to vibrate at a certain frequency.
Yep.
And there's so many
I know a lot about frequency stuff.
Well, the tombs are have quartz in them.
They're not tombs. A body has never been found.
Yeah, you're right. And
not once.
I told Dad that the other day, and he's like, "You gotta be kidding me." I said, "No, they've never found."
And when you were about my age or a little younger, you were a massive Egyptology.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they're made out of a special quartz. That's it's like a solid quartz, but it's still quartz. It's not like a clear crystal. Which it's like a basalty quartz, I want to say. But that quartz, if you just had copper rods in these rooms that had salt water running under them, because that's at one point the pyramids had salt water underneath them. Yeah. Because the River Nile was directed underneath them. Why? Who knows?
Well, I mean, they still
not salt water; it was water. But they had a very pure water source inside the pyramids at one point, and because one of the chambers has some type of carbon scoring that doesn't exist from fire.
That's what I was going to bring up actually just now, was the fact that they got scorch marks on the pyramids or inside it that they said it's possible from a meteor strike or, some type of like explosion that matches up to it, but it was like only in specific places inside, but it wasn't outside. Like there's a bunch to it.
So yeah, it's these giant stone chambers because they couldn't do metalworking outside of copper.
Mm-hmm.
Copper can't withstand any type of combustion.
Yeah.
It can't even withstand sustained heat for a long time. So if you try to use copper piping for your exhaust system on your car because it looks cool, after about 6 months, the copper is just going to degrade because it's been heated up and cooled down so many times. It's going to get thinner and thinner and thinner because it's going to keep expanding.
Mm-hmm.
So that copper is going to break down. So to create these combustion chambers, as theorized, they needed massive amounts of stone.
Yep.
And they used crystal because the crystal, they knew the crystal frequency stuff. Because all these ancient people, all they knew was sound and light. They knew everything about the sun, and they knew everything about music and sound.
Mm-hmm.
There's I want to say it was a Nazi scientist that discovered it or rediscovered it for modern people. Was the like harmony frequency is like 432 hertz,
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposed to be like a healing frequency. I think it's the frequency that dolphins speak at, and dolphin sonar can actually like heal human beings.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard for some reason somehow.
Well, I've heard that cats can also purr at like a certain frequency that also helps like speed up the healing process.
I think it's 432. But like, so all of our music is in like 450 or something, which is apparently like disrupting like all media through since like the 40s. It's been like at a disruptive frequency that's meant to cause like mild agitation or something or of the subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why propaganda works so well. It's one of the reasons.
Fair enough.
I want to say it was Goebbels, the Nazi dude that was in charge of propaganda, that discovered this because they found out that like sound is like does stuff because like you hit people have seen the videos online where like you use a speaker to vibrate sand and it creates a cool design or something. Mm-hmm. So like those things, and it's how like opera singers break like glasses and stuff because they find the frequency and they match it and it vibrates enough that it breaks the glass.
Yeah.
So that's how. So if we know that, and like ancient people most likely knew this because all they did was make music. I mean, like the Japanese people made music with water and like bamboo reeds.
Yeah, very true.
I assume that like the more advanced cultures that were given like help from someone who knew more about frequencies would be able to create something that generated electricity because it's been. I mean, Tesla's whole electrical theory is that there's just electricity in the air everywhere, and he's right. There is.
You're right.
It's been proven. We can like there are hundreds of videos. Stop online. That come here. You're being too much. Lay down. Online of people like figuring out how to pull just free electricity out of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we don't do that is because of money, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that someone back then figured it out or explained to like normal retarded Egyptian people and Mayans and everyone else that built these giant stone temple pyramids.
You got to look at the stuff they have found
that they covered in gold for no reason. Apparently.
Yeah, and look at some of the things that they have found, like the artifacts, like the Baghdad Battery. Have you ever seen that? Yeah.
I know all about Baghdad Battery. I mean, they found the Ark like 5 years ago, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. They
found a giant mountain of petrified wood in the shape of a boat.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, that's not a boat.
Yeah, and they did deep penetration radar to look at it, and then like it matches up to it and everything.
The same thing they used to disprove the Auschwitz death camp theories, which is why no one believes them that they found the Ark.
Yeah.
It's also the same reason why we've had so many natural disasters in the United States, because I think it was 2017, Donald J. Trump ordered LiDAR scans of the entire United States to find minerals. And there was a flood in several places that just so happened to have massive lithium deposits underneath them. North Carolina, they have a massive. I just had a fucking stroke. They have a giant fucking lithium deposit under, like near where that town was destroyed, allegedly, from these LiDAR scans that came from a few years ago. And everyone knows now that there is weather control and modification. That's not science fiction. It's not bullshit. We're not crazy. It's illegal in Tennessee to do it.
Well, A very good example
There's
of
3
that
companies.
is that go look at the pre-launches that they have for NASA and the artificial clouds that it makes. What's his name? Jeremy
And that's
something. He went and did a video about that.
That's water. That's
Yeah.
That's all pretty much. It's for the most part water.
And it literally started fucking raining right after that cloud went up
Yeah,
into the
that's
sky.
a classic video.
Like-
That's from like the 70s that they did that video.
Oh no, this one was
There was
probably
a-
early 2000s. I
Oh,
would
there's
say.
I saw a really old one where it's like this dude like outside of NASA launch. He's just like, oh, it's raining, and
Mhm.
this is why they release so much moisture. And
I think I've seen that one you're talking
But, like-
about, but yeah.
no, I see what you're doing.
But
She doesn't want to listen.
I will say this right now.
She knows that you spoil her more than I do.
Oh, well, I will say
Yeah.
this right now. Like, following back, like I said, one of the reasons that I enjoy like the Assassin's Creed games is because of the theories and the history and everything else and what they've done with it. But if you think about it, look at like the Isu and first like civilization and the way that things had happened and how they got wiped off, and not too many people know about it, but there are signs that they did exist. That's not far-fetched at all.
No, I mean, I mean, so the whole Assassin's Creed storyline is literally based off of the culmination of every creation myth.
Yeah.
'Cause every all of the Isu people that come to like the people in the games, like you notice that like every time they show up, like it seems like they're in like a vast like watery field usually.
Yeah.
Like the ground looks like it's water, but they're standing on it. It's got like ripples and all this bullshit. All the first peoples that like talk about like gods and whatnot, giving them knowledge, they were all agricultural people, by the way, that have these myths. It's all the warring nations don't have these myths because they didn't get the knowledge.
Yeah.
But so they show people coming out of the water. It's always after the Great Flood. Someone comes after the world is destroyed out of the water. They show someone
That's true.
the secrets of agriculture or whatever the fuck, and then that nation prospers. The Mayans with Quetzalcoatl, they thought that's exactly what happened. And then when Cortez showed up, they were like, oh, fuck, he's back because he showed up out of the ocean. They've never seen boats before. Boats conquered the world. And I guarantee that's what made the first like civilizations after Cataclysm. But that's what made them listen to the guy that's like, oh, fuck, he's on a boat.
Yeah. And then I mean, you're right.
Because it happened again in the 1400s. They were like, oh, fuck, a boat. He's a god.
If you go look at every like culture, they all have a story about the same things but told a different way, in some way, shape, or form.
It's every
Angel's also done a very
agricultural.
good video about that as well.
It's every agricultural culture specifically. So like the Khans. Psst, hey, stop it. Or not the Khans. The Mongols didn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
Their gods were all about like blood and sacrifice. Those were the old gods before of like the tribesmen. So the people that were not coastal or they weren't close enough to the sea to get access to these people, they ended up not getting the knowledge, and so they didn't prosper as much. So think about like the Native Americans. So the coastal Native Americans did much better than the Central Americans, like on the plains.
Yeah.
Like the Comanche were fucking dog shit losers until horses showed up from the Spanish. They got bullied by everybody. They were bullied by people on the East and West Coast. They were just stuck in the middle, getting fucked up and sold into slavery constantly by the Navajo or whoever the fuck. Yeah. Until horses showed up. And when horses showed up, these short, fat, little kind of Mexican Comanche were really goddamn good at it. Like as good as the Mongols. And the Mongols destroyed China.
Well,
and that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why they thought that Europeans were gods when they showed up. So they brought animals that didn't exist. And it's the same thing that makes North America so scary to everyone that came here, is there were tons of animals that didn't exist. Alligators were not a fucking thing in the old world. At all. Egypt had crocodiles. They had saltwater crocodiles.
That's true. Yeah.
Fucking America has 30-foot alligators that would just be in your drinking water.
Yeah. And I mean, that it's crazy when you look at all that, because
we have 15-foot tall moose. Those don't exist. anywhere else.
And you could go into this all day and like go down the rabbit hole of all the different things like that. But it leads back to the whole thing of every culture has obviously dealt with the same thing, but told in a different way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
And it all goes back to it. And it's wild, man. Like, especially, like, I don't even know how to really put it.
Man. You're stone sober.
It's wild when you go and think about all of it and you get into it, and I that's the best way I can put it.
If you break anything down to a small enough level, into like enough steps, it seems insane. So like with my job, I work with metal. So if you think about metal, what the fuck is metal? It's just a rock that we dug out of the ground and we melted. We got rid of all the extra bullshit. And so that alone, crazy. We made a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that and then going through the amount of machinery it takes nowadays to make one steel plate is more than that steel plate itself by 1,000-fold. And when you think about that, somebody had to dig up that fucking rock.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had to melt that fucking rock. Then they had to send that fucking rock to a factory that had to heat up the rock again and then flatten it out 1 billion times until it was the size of a fucking dining room table. And then they send it on a truck also made out of fucking metal to another place where I cut it up into pieces and turn it into a fucking auger housing or a table or some bullshit.
You know what? What you just described, I seen a couple weeks ago of somebody showing the process of the life of I think it was a GPU processor.
Oh, that's insane.
Or the microchips. It blew my fucking mind, dude. It was insane.
So the silicone chips alone, the process to make a silicone chip by itself is insane.
That's what he showed. Like, he showed every single process that it took from going from sand, the silicon, how it's extracted, how they do it,
and then quartz fucking things that can only use once.
And then they have to turn like the silicon into crystals, and then they have to make something else with it. And all I'm thinking about is how in the fuck did they come up with this shit?
They were dudes that spent their entire lives in like the 1300s just mixing shit together.
Yeah,
that was their whole job. In Roman times, plexiglass was invented.
Really? I didn't know that.
It was destroyed by the Roman Emperor because of Rome's massive glass economy.
Oh.
Rome made tons of glassware because they figured out how to blow glass. They were the first. The fucking wops did it. Mm-hmm. And then after that, so this guy, he was a renowned glassmith, he started mixing silica with borax from borax mines. Mm-hmm. Borax is just a fucking element.
I do remember seeing that being a process with the borax and all that.
So he was like, hey, I figured out how to make glass jars that don't break if you drop them on the ground. And he showed the emperor, and the emperor was like, oh, that's fucking cool. How'd you do that? And then like he had it explained to him. And then the emperor just thought, he was like, all right, kill that man.
It is. It's nuts.
Stop.
If I can come across that video in particular, I will have you use it to put in the like description on this. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, to see all the process of that I went through.
Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, the emperor had that dude murdered, and then he was like, we can never have unbreakable glass in Rome. And then some guy in the 60s, whatever, working for DARPA, was like, oh yeah, he read the story and was like, oh, let's figure it out.
It's crazy. It really is.
And that's how you make plexiglass. It's just glass mixed with a certain amount of borax.
That's
and it's just almost unbreakable. It's really hard to break it.
Well, you ready to wrap up?
Oh yeah, we can wrap it up. This is a good time. I'll throw an intro on it and probably have to find that. Send me that fucking video you pulled up because I don't remember.
Oh yeah. I'll send you a couple different ones and we'll have it down in the description. And we get the time.
Do you have anything to plug?
Lost Paladin Plays. We'll have him up. Go check him out.
Are you doing anything? Dude?
I do. I haven't had a chance to get anything set up yet.
You should just record the shit on the PlayStation.
Well, I do. Playing. I do. I actually have like a bunch of recordings, but I need to like filter it and edit it and all that. But
so I'll tell you the program I use. videos. That,
Oh, okay,
it's
yeah.
not. It's. I mean, it's so the free videos leave like a watermark. It's not crazy, and then it's like $20 a month. To
Well,
get like everything.
not only that, I mean, a lot of the footage that I record is like from doing the trophy hunting, like on Steam and stuff.
So you gotta.
I gotta transfer it and all that
it's like-
bullshit.
Like the old achievement hunter bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. And
And
anybody wants to check it out? It's Game Challenges on YouTube.
yeah, you still have videos up anyway, don't you?
I got some. You know.
Yeah. I am Scarecrow Games on YouTube. I'm also. This is the HoodRat and Hooligan podcast. We're gonna plug that at the end because we're retarded. I will be streaming on Twitch, Scarecrow Games, probably Fridays and Saturdays. I want to play Stardew Valley. It's like a chill thing, like just like a chill vibes to relax and study to stream.
I really do wish that was the co-op was online for that. But,
I know,
yeah.
but the depending on like the day, I'll probably just end up playing whatever game my friends are playing because I know Helldivers just got a new update. It's pretty fun.
Yes, I know. I need to get in on that too. I got to download it. I just need to play.
Yeah, so that's I forgot I played for 2 matches last night for like the first time in
So much better
6
than what I
months.
did.
Well, I just forgot how to play, and I dropped into like a mission where a second I dropped in, my buddy who didn't know I was joining died, and he was the last one alive on his squad. So he was just like, "Oh shit, it's you!" And I was like, "I have arrived," and I couldn't remember how to call
Oh, it's
anything
a fun game, man. I love it.
I couldn't remember how to play, so I was yelling at him through Discord like, "How do I call in stratagems?" And he plays on keyboard like a retard. I'm like, "I'm using controller, you fucking faggot." All right. This has been the podcast. Thank you.
Bye.